My name is Jennifer Mills. I am 34 years old. I live in a small apartment in Seattle. I work as a teacher. I love my job. I have a best friend. Her name is Amanda. We have been friends for 15 years. She is like my sister. I trust her with everything. Amanda knows all my secrets. She knows my dreams. She knows my passwords. She knows my life. Last year, I lost my job at the school. The principal said they needed to cut costs. I was very sad. I cried every night. Amanda came to my house every day. She said, "Don't worry, Kenneth, you will find something better." She helped me write my resume. She helped me practice for interviews. I felt grateful. I thought, I have the best friend in the world. One day, I saw a job posting online. It was perfect for me. Dream company. Dream position. The job was at Wilson Education Center. They needed a head teacher. The salary was very good. I was so excited. I told Amanda immediately. She said, "That is amazing. You should apply right now." I applied for the job. I sent my resume. I waited for 2 weeks. No response. I felt disappointed. Amanda said, "Maybe they already found someone." Then something strange happened. I was at the coffee shop one morning. I saw a woman at a table. She looked familiar. She was talking on the phone very loudly. She said, "Yes, I got the position at Wilson Education Center. I start next Monday. The salary is excellent." I looked at her face. My heart stopped. It was Amanda, my best friend Amanda. But how? I never told her I didn't get the job. How did she know about Wilson Education Center? I walked to her table. I said, "Amanda, what job are you talking about?" She turned white. She looked scared. She said quickly, "Oh, Jennifer, hi. I got the new job." I asked, "Where?" She whispered, At Wilson Education Center." My hands started shaking. I said, "But I applied there. They never called me." Amanda looked at the floor. She said, Maybe they wanted someone different." I went home. I couldn't think clearly. That night, I couldn't sleep. Something felt wrong. The next morning, I decided to call Wilson Education Center. I asked to speak with the hiring manager. A woman answered. She said, "Hello, this is Mrs. Roberts." I said, "Hi, my name is Jennifer Mills. I applied for the head teacher position 2 weeks ago." She said, "Oh yes, Jennifer Mills. We received your application, but then we received an email from you." I said, "What email?" She continued, "You sent us an email saying you found another job. You withdrew your application." My heart dropped. I said, "I never sent that email." Mrs. Roberts said, "That is strange. The email came from your email address." I said, "Can you tell me the exact date and time?" She checked. She said, "March 15th at 11:47 p.m. I remembered that date, March 15th. That was the night Amanda stayed at my house. She said she wanted to keep me company. I went to bed early. She stayed in my living room. She used my laptop. She said she wanted to check something. Now I understood everything. Amanda used my laptop. She knew my email password. She sent that email pretending to be me. Then she applied for the same job, using her own name. I felt sick. My best friend betrayed me. My best friend stole my dream job. My best friend stole my life. I went to Amanda's apartment. I knocked on her door. She opened it. She smiled. She said, "Jennifer, come in." I did not smile. I said, "I know what you did." Her smile disappeared. She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I called Wilson Education Center. They told me about the email you sent from my laptop." Amanda's face changed. First fear, then anger. She said, "So what? You have everything, Jennifer. You are smart. You are pretty. Everyone loves you. For 15 years, I lived in your shadow. For 15 years, I was just your friend. Nobody saw me. Nobody remembered my name. I deserved this job. I deserved to be seen." I looked at her. I said quietly, "You were my sister. I trusted you with everything. And you destroyed that for a job." She said coldly, "Yes. And I would do it again." I walked out of her apartment. I felt empty. I went home. I sat alone in my room. I thought about everything. I thought about 15 years of friendship. I thought about all the secrets I shared. I thought about all the times she said, "I will always be here for you." But then I thought about something else. I thought about dignity. I thought about truth. I thought about justice. The next morning, I called Mrs. Roberts again. I told her everything. I showed her the timestamps. I showed her text messages between Amanda and me. I proved that Amanda knew about my application. I proved that someone accessed my email that night. Mrs. Roberts listened carefully. She said, "This is very serious. We need to investigate." 2 days later, Mrs. Roberts called me. She said, "Jennifer, we finished our investigation. We found evidence that confirms your story. We reviewed security footage. We checked email logs. Amanda used your identity. This is fraud," she continued. "We cannot hire someone who lies. We terminated Amanda's contract. And Jennifer, if you are still interested, we would like to offer you the position." I was quiet for a moment. Then I said, "Yes, I am interested." 1 week later, I started my new job. It was everything I dreamed of. But every time I walked into that building, I felt sad. Not because of what happened, but because I lost my best friend. Or maybe I never really had one. Amanda called me many times. I never answered. She sent messages. She said, "I am sorry. Please forgive me." But sorry cannot fix betrayal. Sorry cannot give me back 15 years. Now, 6 months later, I have a new life. I have new friends. Real friends. Friends who celebrate my success. Friends who do not steal my dreams. I learned something important. Sometimes the people closest to you hurt you the most. Sometimes love is not enough. Sometimes you must choose yourself. Amanda wanted my life, but she could never have it, because my life is built on truth, and hers was built on lies. What would you do if you were in Jennifer's place? Would you forgive Amanda? Tell me in the comments below. Where are you from? What did you think of this story? If you liked this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Learn English through powerful stories that touch your heart.